Welcome to Infinity Forum podcast, where we explore ideas, mentorship, and meaningful impact. I am Usha Nandigala, the host. Today with me, I have Padma Alluri. I met Padma back in summer of this year at a AI conference in Austin. I was super amazed with her energy levels, her commitment, and her involvement in making a difference in young entrepreneurs' lives. This was a conference called Junicon. I will let her introduce herself and the conference and what she's doing nowadays and the impact she's creating at a global level. Truly amazed and impressed with everything she does. So I'm so honored to have her here. Padma, go ahead, start with your
Hi,
introduction,
Isha.
please.
Yes, hi, Isha. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm delighted to be here on your podcast. I know we've been talking for a while to do this. So I'm glad we were able to set up some time to chat about my journey. Thank you again. But hi, everyone. I'm Padma Alluri, and I've been in the US for the past 25 plus years. And for more than a decade, I've run my own IT consulting business, helping utility clients with digital transformation in the CIS space. But alongside that, I've always been passionate about mentoring youth entrepreneurs and women professionals. Those are my two soft spots because what excites me most is helping people build futures. So
Mhm.
recently, I've been exploring a transition I just want to talk about. Part of it is deeply personal, staying close to my immediate family in India, but it's also about engaging more meaningfully with the incredible startup energy that's rising in India, as most of us know. So recently in May 2025, I had the
Mhm.
privilege of leading the ISF Junicon Summit in Austin. And just for everyone's understanding, ISF is International Startup Foundation, founded by the chairman is Dr. J. Chaudhary. And for most of us that know, he is the founding director for software technology parks in Chennai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. So he runs this nonprofit organization, International Startup Foundation, and one of the flagship initiatives as part of that organization is Junicorn, like junior unicorns.
Mhm.
Basically, the goal is to create potential junior unicorns, like identify young innovators, the talent that is there in rural areas, tier two, tier three cities, or even in urban areas where these kids don't have access to all
Mhm.
the tools, technologies, or the ecosystem that a startup needs, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah. So basically, I coached a group of the first cohort, basically, of young innovators, and I was amazed to. So my job was to help them shape their raw startup ideas into compelling pitches. And then I was amazed watching their growth and courage, across those 3 months where I was involved with them. And once I saw them perform on stage, that reinforced my belief that talent has no borders, right? And innovation becomes unstoppable when we build bridges across them. So that
Mhm.
experience made me realize that this is the space where I want to spend more time building bridges
Mhm.
between ecosystems and giving back to the community and to my homeland as well, right? And
Mhm.
as I always like to say, I'm not retiring, I'm just re-attiring, trying
That's a good
to,
word.
yes, yes, trying.
Yeah.
And I stole that from my cousin. I have to quote him because one of my closest cousins who lives in Vancouver, Canada. And, that's actually, it's not just a funny phrase, but it's a very meaningful, impactful phrase that we all at some point in our life have to kind of,
Yeah.
reattire and think what our next chapter is and what we have to do, because I mean it's okay to continue what you've been doing until you retire, but then I think
Yeah.
it's good to have some change, right?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's where my journey, like, and this is like independent of what I do now or I used to do before, but now after coaching these young entrepreneurs from these humbling backgrounds, what my journey has taught me in the last 8 months is that technology can transform systems, right? But then mentorship transforms lives. And
Mhm.
that is like super powerful. So that's the work I am thinking that I want to focus more time on in my this next chapter. creating pathways for young innovators to dream bigger, and then give all of us a better, brighter future. So that's a little
Absolutely.
bit
So,
about me.
yeah, I'm so glad and so honored to have uh, serendipitously have bumped into you, right? Or had I never
Same
knew
here.
you, and yeah, and it's such a delight because the Infinity Forum, we are also a set of people who want to create meaningful impact in the society.
Right.
We want to be mentoring and be giving back, and the goals you have and what you are doing kind of aligns so well with us without having to look further. You've given us the
Yeah.
platform to support the people, and recently, from what I heard from you, you started with this cohort unicorns in India, but I've heard
Yeah.
you've done much broader things than that. And you have broadened your scope. And I don't know how you do it because you're not only in India now, you're in Sri Lanka and other countries as well,
Yeah.
helping the same I think for same thought process or a mindset, helping young entrepreneurs who do not have enough resources. So we Infinity Forum want to channel into those resources that you
Yeah.
are bringing up to a platform, and we want to be part of your journey in helping them in whatever capacity we can. So my next question is, uh, help me understand what is your broader vision, the work you're doing. How are you planning to scale, and how can a company or a forum like Infinity Forum can be part of your journey and be helpful and make a meaningful impact for you and for also for us?
Right. I mean, that's such an important question, Usha,
Mhm.
because very rarely do you find such forums or organizations who are committed at this level to supporting youth entrepreneurs. And when I say youth entrepreneurs, because they are like, I mean, more from these underserved communities where they need more help than ever, right? So
Right.
that's in my experience, ideas rarely fail because they are weak, right? They fail
Mhm.
because the ecosystem around them is weak.
Right.
So, what these early stage founders need most are three things in my mind, right? One is patient mentorship, and mentorship, as you know, is super important. So, mentorship, access to the networks,
Mhm.
and then credibility in the market, right? Because I mean, I know you would agree, mentorship is
Yep.
not just about giving advice.
Absolutely.
It's about walking alongside a founder when the
Right.
path gets tough. And I know you've
Right.
been mentoring some folks as well. So
Mhm.
that's where there is a big misnomer that, okay, I'll just give advice whenever it's needed. It doesn't work like that. You have to literally get your hands dirty, right? And you have
Mhm.
to work with them.
Mhm.
So, in my mind, we can increase success rates by focusing on structured mentorship, right? So,
Mhm.
not just one off advice, but continuous guidance on where mentors walk the journey with the founder, right?
Mhm.
So, that is
Mhm.
very important. Secondly, by creating ecosystems of collaboration. So,
Mhm.
connecting these youth led startups with corporates, labs, government schemes, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
the more we can kind of give them that network, and ISF Unicorn in program truly does that, right? It gives them that
Mhm.
network of market, mentors, money, the three
Mhm.
M's, as Dr. J. Chaudhary says, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So basically, that's what they need. And third is we need to help them de-risk their early steps, right? So basically
Absolutely.
offer them pilot opportunities, right? Or
Mhm.
CSR backed seed support, or even
Mhm.
just opening doors to the first 10 customers. Because
Mhm.
building a product that has its own challenges, but then that is still doable. But then
Mhm.
taking it to market, getting your first customer, right? Getting your first dollar or rupee. Now that's the
Mhm.
hardest part, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where these young innovators, I think all of them, no matter what background they come from, they all need support there. So if
Yeah.
we can come together as a community, right? Investors, mentors, and ecosystem enablers, then we won't
Mhm.
just raise success rates because we'll raise a generation of these strong, resilient entrepreneurs who don't
Yeah.
fear failure, right? Because
Right.
what we
Right.
don't want is the first failure these entrepreneurs have, they're like, okay, we are done, we want to focus on something else.
Yeah.
And you
Basically,
know
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
Go ahead.
sorry. Yeah. So basically we want to inculcate that spirit that it's okay to fail, right? but
Mhm.
try again, because that's how startups work. That is the
Mhm.
beast, right? So
Yeah.
if we de-risk the first 10 steps for a young founder, they'll run the next 100 on their own, right? So
Absolutely.
that's how we can, I feel, raise success rates, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking from my experience working with you, Padma,
Yeah.
it was such a refreshing thought for me to see these kids who have been vetted already, right? It's
Yes.
not like I have to
Yes.
do due diligence to figure out
Yes.
is the
Yes.
does the kid have that fire in the belly? Does he have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? So
Right.
you have done a lot of that legwork behind the scenes, and when you
Yeah.
had these kids do their pitch decks,
Yes.
as you know, I volunteered to support and help a
Yes.
couple of them, and with
Thank you
one of
for
the
that.
kids. Absolutely, my
Yes.
pleasure. And one of them, I'm very deeply engaged, and I am working with him, as you said, not just advising him as needed, but be very proactive and working with him because things they don't know, and they don't know what to ask also.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
people from my forum who are successful people in different industries, I see people probably based on their industry, they pick the entrepreneurs
Mm-hmm.
or kids from
Mm-hmm.
your cohort, and that
Right.
way they have industry knowledge, and they know what makes them tick or what are the things they should avoid from avoiding failure. And essentially what you're saying is at this point, it's the idea itself is not going to get you there. It's the execution, as you said, and the
Exactly.
ecosystem. And
Exactly.
also, I would like to add, it's the kid itself. So when we are
Yes.
investing in
Totally.
somebody, it's the kid. And then we are okay for the kid to pivot from that idea. If he sees, okay, this
Right.
is going to fail, let's pivot from it. But that's the kind
Yes.
of hand holding
Yes.
we would require
Yes.
from mentors, right? Uh,
Yes, and that's what we I see. And sorry to cut
no,
you,
go ahead.
Usha, but and that's where I think I add value, right? Because
Mm,
all these kids, so kids have talent, and we identify them. And by the way, I mean, Junicorn program, I just forgot to mention, but basically, it, according to the United Nations, youth is like defined from age 8 to 25, right? So they can be school kids, college kids, and post college as well, but
right.
that's the UN definition.
Mhm,
And when my inspiration comes from like these young people itself, it's not just the idea, right?
mhm,
So
mhm,
basically, when I see a 10-year-old creating recycling networks, a 15-year-old from a orphanage designing eco-friendly bricks, right?
mhm,
That is the brilliance that you see in places with so few resources, right?
mhm,
That moves you
mhm,
deeply, right?
mhm,
And then
mhm,
the bigger goal, at least, like, I know everyone, a lot of people have this goal, but my
mhm.
bigger goal is also to democratize entrepreneurship, right? it
Well said. Yeah.
it cannot be just for like a few, right?
Yep.
It
Yep.
is for everyone. And
Absolutely. Well said.
yes, and I want, and I know you want, every child, regardless of geography or background, to believe that their idea matters, right? Their
Right.
innovation can change lives. Because
Right.
once that belief takes root, then the transformation is unstoppable. And that's where
Right.
one of the areas where I add value is like, I look at these kids, their ideas, yes, base ideas, they're awesome. And then I help them pivot. Okay, so what
Yes.
problem are you
Yes. I've
solving,
seen that.
right?
Yep. I've seen that.
Yes,
Yes.
and then I do that a lot, and then it kind of, because they don't have any formal training, they
Right.
don't go to these Thai classes or startup classes.
Right.
Like, in fact, the first cohort, they did not know what a startup is, what entrepreneurship
Right.
is.
Right.
All
Right.
they came up with is, hey, I see this problem around me, and I want to
Yes.
solve this, right? So we
Yes.
had
That
to
was the
start from
key. Yeah.
ground zero. Yes,
Yeah.
that is
They're
the
seeing the
key.
problem, the local problem which they see. That's why the idea is also strong when they come with their
Exactly.
pitch deck,
Yeah, they're
because
facing
this is
it.
a problem they're seeing in their community or in the area, and they're trying
Totally.
to solve it. And that is so
Totally.
empowering, right? Trying to make, they're like the change agents in the
They
community.
are. They are. Yes,
And
absolutely.
one more thing I wanted to ask you and add to this is also I heard during the summit, it's people who are mentoring or giving to him or funding
Mm,
them, investing in whatever capacity.
mhm.
We have an opportunity to be part of not founders per se, but investors. You have a stake in the
Right.
company, so
Right.
you'll have a legal structure for an LLC.
Yes.
The people who are investing part of the company, so it's an opportunity for people like us, not just
Sure.
helping the kid, once they're successful, you're part of the success too, money wise and
Totally.
fame wise and
Totally.
making an
Yes.
impact wise standpoint.
Right.
So there's your skin is in the game. Go ahead. I
You're
want you to
absolutely
elaborate a
right.
little bit more on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Because I just want to add that, it's not only a great journey and learning experience for these young, waiters, but also for us. I've
Mm-hmm.
learned so much, right? Like the last 8 months that I've been associated with this program and working with a lot of entrepreneurs, because when I'm helping them do the market analysis or for pilot testing or for MVP use cases development, and I'm learning so much. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
when I was running my business, this is the kind of stuff that I was learning, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
and then when you work with these kids, they have such fresh ideas and they're
Mm.
supercharged and passionate. So it actually fires you up, right? So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it's a learning journey for both, right? The
Mhm.
not only the founders but also the investors, the mentors, and anyone who's part of that particular startup initiative. So
Yeah.
I would totally say that I mean, for me, it's been very a very humbling experience for sure, working
Yeah.
with all these kids,
Yeah.
but then at the same time it's also been a great learning experience for me, because
Mm-hmm.
you for each project you get to learn the background and what the child is gone through
Mm-hmm.
and why they came up with that and the
Mm.
struggles they've had and how they have overcome those and what they are doing. So then if anything we can do, the least is support them, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and that's
Yeah.
where, like, as we are recruiting for cohort 2, you know that our next
Mm-hmm.
summit, international summit, will be in Dubai in
Mm-hmm.
January. But
Mm-hmm.
then the cohort 1, there are some of these students who are like who want to continue right from
Right. Right.
schools and colleges, and now
Mm-hmm.
we are helping them with MVP development or market access or
Yeah.
pilot testing, right? With the network that a lot of folks in and outside of ISF they have. That's what we
Mm-hmm.
are trying to help these young entrepreneurs so that they could showcase them at the next summit, like demo day pitches, right? I mean, we are
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hoping that those will happen, but then that's the goal. And all these kids are working like almost round the clock, especially the ones who want to. Now they know the power of networking. They've seen that in Austin. So now they
Yes.
want
Yes.
to take their product to the next level so that they can get more support.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, Padma, I think we can end with one last question, or if there's anything you missed mentioning,
Yeah,
please do.
yeah,
My last question to you was, so imagine there are people like me. That's what Infinity Forum is.
right.
Um, so we will have our first session of Infinity Forum September 27th. I want to take a message from you to these members as to what they
Yes,
can be giving back, how can they be involved, how can they help you. And this is
yeah,
such an impactful initiative where you're teaching people to fish, not giving fish. That's why I like it so much.
yes, yes,
You're when you kind of building this democratizing entrepreneurship for
yes,
underprivileged kids,
yes,
youth.
yes,
That's huge in my mind.
yes.
My forum people will be excited. And what can
Awesome.
be my ask to them?
Yeah. I love that question because, Unicorn Initiative or any such a initiative, it thrives on partnerships, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think there are a few ways that Infinity Forum could make a huge impact.
Hmm.
First one, mentorship at scale, right? So
Hmm.
even 1 hour a week from your members can
Hmm.
ignite breakthroughs for a 16-year-old innovator, right? Or
Hmm. Hmm.
a teenager. So, I mean, 1 hour is like that's an example, but whatever time they can devote, right? So
Hmm.
that's one thing. Next
Hmm.
is pilot opportunities, Usha, because
Hmm.
testing prototypes in real world settings gives
Hmm.
these ideas wings.
Hmm.
So, giving some kind of assisting them with pilot opportunities would be great, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
The third one is global exposure, right? And
Yeah.
capital.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
connecting these youth innovators with global investors, which I think is your primary charter, anyways. And
Mm.
then also with accelerators that can validate their
Yeah.
work and
Mm.
accelerate their growth, right?
Mhm.
Because,
Mhm.
I mean, you would agree that this isn't about charity, right? It's
Yes.
about co creating the future with these brightest young minds of today,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, if we can imagine like the ripple effect, a student in a small town, he gets in mentorship from an Infinity Forum leader. He builds
Mhm.
a prototype. And one day
Mm-hmm.
that solution scales globally. Now,
Yep.
that's the kind of collaboration I
Mm-hmm.
want, yeah, your forum to be part of, and we want to invite, because that is going to be super impactful and powerful, right?
Yep.
So that's what I would say. And I think as a closing statement,
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that I always think of is, and as and I've been reflecting more as I've gone through this journey of JourneyCons, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
reminded every day that brilliance is universal. Intelligence, IQ, brilliance, whatever you would call. That is,
Mm-hmm.
these days, everyone
Mm-hmm.
has that. But
Mm-hmm.
opportunity is not, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
opportunity is not universal. Now,
Mm-hmm.
our mission, right, is to close that gap, to make sure that every young mind, whether in a village in Odisha or a school in
Mm-hmm.
California, has the
Mm-hmm.
chance to innovate and create impact, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
my call to everyone listening is this: join us, mentor a child, open a door, sponsor a pilot, because when we invest in the imagination of youth, we are not
Mm-hmm.
just shaping startups, we are
Mm-hmm.
shaping the future of communities, nations, and our world, right?
Right. Right.
So
Right. Right.
that's my
Yeah.
closing remark.
Absolutely, would love that. And a lot of people are looking to give back, especially after they had a very successful career. They're
Right.
looking to give back, and this is definitely an opportunity where they're not just giving their money, they're giving their brain power, the
Exactly.
experience they have
Exactly.
had for so many years. So
Absolutely.
my group will be delighted, and we will touch base with you. We'll figure out a way to make this partnership stronger and
Yes,
seamless.
please.
Like
Yes.
if you want validation or judges or things like that, all the above what you need,
Thank you so much. Yes, we
we will.
need more volunteers, more hands on the deck. And I would
Yeah.
like to personally invite, on behalf of Dr. J. Chaudhary and International Startup Foundation,
Mhm.
all members from Infinity Forum to please come and attend our Dubai Summit, if possible,
Absolutely.
right,
Yeah,
in
I will.
January.
Yeah.
And this cohort 2 is going to be even more rocking. So
Yes,
I'm sure you all will enjoy. So please see if you all can make it. And I will send
absolutely.
you all the details for that.
Absolutely. And last shout out, I forgot about the shout out. I have
Oh,
to shout out to Sai, who is my
oh,
mentee, and
yes.
I've been mentoring him, and he's going to he's working on a what you call EV platform, and we are ready to showcase it as a case study in Dubai's summit. He's one of the few who have been successful or have done well after the cohort one. So
Yes, yeah,
just a
and
shout
I
out
would
to
like
him.
to personally thank you, Usha, and I know International Startup Foundation and Dr. Jay Chaudhary are also very grateful. We are very, very grateful to you for adopting Sai and being part of his startup journey. Thank you.
My privilege. It was a great opportunity for me as well. Thank you so much. Thanks,
Yeah,
Padma. I
thank
appreciate your
you.
time.
Thanks, Usha.
We will stay in touch. We will do more of
We
this
will.
podcast.
We
Yes.
will.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Bye.